welcome to Cheat Meal Monday. First I want to get some water heated up. There we go. I always have to heat my water before I wash my dishes. So I'm going to get some of these dishes soaking first, and then we're going to get working on our meal. I'm going to really try to incorporate my daily life with my Cheat Meal Mondays and my Crock Pot Wednesdays, instead of it just being one cooking show. Just going to share with you things around the home that I'm working on the same day I'm doing those shows. It was so interesting. A subscriber said to me, "Tessie, I love your shows." And I never thought about it as shows. What do you mean shows? This is my life. But I realize now when you make a YouTube video, it's like a show. And I kind of like that term. So, you're on Tessie's show. Alright, so let's go over to the kitchen counter and I'll share with you what we're going to make today. You think you have the wrong day. No, this is Cheat Meal Monday, but I'm going to use the crock pot today. It seems like the sun is never going to shine here in eastern Pennsylvania. It's another rainy, dreary day, but I'm working on some herbal projects, and I thought it would be nice to have my meal in the crock pot. I make a lot of meals in the crock pot. Now the meal we're going to make today, you can make it in the oven as well. This is the #1 cookbook that I use. It's called To Fix It and Forget It. It's all of her cookbooks in one. I know a lot of you have bought this cookbook. You can buy it used on Amazon or on thrift books for under $10. In fact, I only got this for $6, and that included the free shipping because I got it used. But it's really worth your money to buy it because it has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. We're at 700 pages, so as you know, it has a lot of recipes. And today we're going to be making something that I'm sure you've all heard of before, and it's called cowboy beans. I was in my pantry and I realized I have some things I really should get used up. For instance, here is a can of lima beans. As you can see really close, there's a little bit of rust starting to form. Now the seal is really good, but this means these beans really should get used up. I think I canned them in 2014. As you can see, I wasn't labeling right then. I have really got into labeling my foods and dating them now, so I'm guessing this was around 2014, which is still fine to eat. I don't have anything older than 2 cans of corn that are 2013, which they're still really good to eat if you kept them in a cool, dark place and you make sure they're sealed. How do you know if something is sealed good? Well, this is something I never shared with anyone. I just assumed everybody knew it. But you have to listen for that pop. Every once in a while, I'll open a jar and I don't hear that pop and I don't eat it because when in doubt, throw it out. I'm always that way. So the recipe is all kinds of beans and in a special sauce. So we have kidney beans, we have my lima beans, we have my homemade baked beans, and then we have some ground beef. Makes a really easy meal. My ground beef, I have a video on it. My kidney beans, I have a video on it. And my baked beans, I have a video on it. And I want to share something else with you. A lot of times people don't notice, but I will share with you links in cards right above my head. You're going to see it. So if you want to know how I canned my ground beef, how I canned my baked beans, how I canned my lima beans, there's always going to be something flashing above my head. Also, wait until the very end of my video. You will see these videos sharing with you exactly how I do it. Also, you will see the recipe at the end of my videos. So there's always a recipe either printed out or there's a recipe link. There's always a recipe there. So that way you can see how I've done everything and you can follow along, and if you're so inclined, you can can it as well. So let's get started and let's see, make sure these jars are sealed. So I'm going to be real quiet and we're going to see if we can hear the sound. Did you hear it? That means it was sealed. We heard the pop. So we're going to go ahead and open all of our jars. Alright, so we have all of our jars open. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in my very old trusty crock pot. This thing has lasted me a long time. I found it along the road in a free box. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put all of our beans in it. Our baked beans are going to go in. These are my favorite beans. I love canning baked beans. And I don't can my beans until the winter time. You can in the season. This is my beef. I'm not going to strain it because it's in beef broth, and I think a little bit of the broth will be good. So I'm going to keep that broth. I always try to have really lean meat and make sure I always drain the fat off when I'm sauteing my meat before I can it. Beans. Now sometimes I will rinse my beans, but these don't need rinse today. I drained my lima beans, so we're going to go ahead and drain them. Don't worry, I will share with you the recipe at the end here, and it is page 561 for those of you who have the cookbook, for a quart of green beans. So there is my green beans. So these are all the beans, and then I saw in my refrigerator I had a half a jar of black beans. I'm going to add that simply so I can use it up. This was from the crock pot meal we had last week. So I'm going to add the black beans in it because all the different beans. Now we're going to go ahead and add the sauce to it. It also calls for bacon, but I'm not putting bacon in mine. It calls for 1/2 cup of ketchup. Now, if I wasn't making a video, I would just estimate the amounts, but I will try to have the amounts exactly for you all. I'm the kind of cook who I will take a recipe and I will just go with my own taste then. So while I get the idea from the recipe, I really don't follow the recipe that well. It also calls for 1/3 cup of sugar and 1/3 cup of brown sugar. That seems like a lot of sugar to me, so I'm going to go with one-third and 1/3. I am not adding the white sugar. I'm just using all brown sugar. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons of vinegar. I have this kind of vinegar with the mother in it, which is stronger. I'm only adding a little bit of that. I'm not a big vinegar drinker, eater. Cooking with it, cleaning with it, I hate the smell of vinegar. Oh, I don't like it. And then it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of salt, which I'm not much on salt as well. We're going to go with 1/4. So basically I used all of the ingredients except for I just changed the amounts. When I share with you the recipes, I always share exactly what the book says. Alright, looks great. Yum, yum. And cleaning out my fridge, I realized that I have some corn on the cob, so we're going to have that as well. Let me go ahead and clean up everything here, and we'll get back to you in about, let's see how long it says. Cook on low for 4 to 5 hours, but I'm going to cook it on high for about 2 to 3 hours. So I'll get back to you when it's all finished. Another quick meal. It's very easy and it's very cheap. Kamessa, everyone. And kamessa means come eat in Pennsylvania Dutch. So we have our corn. Enjoy this corn while we can because the season is just about over. And we have our cowboy beans. Yum, yum. A perfect meal on a damp, cool day. Now come along with me at the kitchen table and let's have some food. Want to come eat? You're not on the video. Kenny. Kenny. Do you want to come eat?
I'm hungry.
Come on.
I'm hungry.
Come eat. I'm not getting you on it. Just come. You guys sit over there. You're not on it. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this Cheat Meal Monday, and I hope you give it a try. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, Chevy Man, it's time for some lunch.
I hear you. So what, they just use regular ground beef?
Mm-hmm.
You use your canned ground beef.
Mm-hmm. Yum, yum.